time for the main events.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button, leave a like down below. So we got our first patch for WWE 2K26, patch 1.03. The first thing I went and did was I loaded up the Nintendo Switch 2 version to see if this patch added in the cross-community creations for all systems, right? Sadly, it is still not implemented. I really hope they fix this before the launch of the standard edition on the 13th. They still got a few days left. I really hope they really get that going, because if they can't get cross-community creations to work, there's going to be a mass refund, myself included, for the Switch 2 version, because the only reason I personally bought the Switch 2 version, other than to have a cool wrestling game on the go or anywhere, was to basically have the ability to create my wrestlers anywhere and then upload them to the server, download them on PlayStation, and use them. That's the whole reason why I got the Switch 2 version. Plus, I was just curious how it ran. It does have an exclusive match type, which is actually pretty fun. It has a cool exclusive mouse controls, and you can actually, when you're in handheld mode, you can zoom in and out by using the touchscreen for your created wrestler. I think that's really cool. And the online function's pretty good. I didn't notice any stuttering. The matches play great. There wasn't any input lag, like I don't think there was in last year's either. They made a really solid version of the game for the Switch 2. My only complaint is that the hair during entrances, or if there's a bunch of pyro and smoke and stuff going on during an entrance, it kind of chugs the frame rate a little bit. But considering how much everything else works, and I did a big 8-man match on the Switch 2 version, and it ran beautifully. It played great. There was no slowdown or anything during the match, but during entrances, there is some slowdown if there's too much stuff going on. So I'm very impressed with the Switch 2 version. If you're curious, it's a great version of the game if you just want to get it for the hybrid nature of it, be able to play it anywhere. All the online stuff works great. I played the island mode a little bit. There was literally nobody else on the island when I was playing. I think there's an issue because they decided to release the early access version of 2K right when Pokemon Pokopia came out. And that game's pretty much taken up everybody's time on the system. So for the Switch 2 in general, I think 2K26 might not sell very well for a few months because everybody on the system is playing that new Pokemon game. So myself included, I also got that game. And the game's really fun because I like Dragon Quest Builders and I like Pokemon. So the game's awesome. So yeah, there's that. And I'm torn because I want to play nothing but wrestling right now because it's wrestling time. But I'm also trying to play that too on the back end. So it's like, why would they release it right the same day? Anyway, so yeah, both games came out, eating up the 2K26's time, so don't expect there to be a lot of players to play against on the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. If they were smart, they would have had cross-play on the island, at least, for that exact reason. So hopefully in the next couple games we get some cross-play functionality and cross-progression. Because having to unlock everything twice with this new Ringside Battle Pass, no thank you. That sucks. So let's go check out the patch notes over on X, and then there's something else I wanted to talk about, so stick around at the end of the video. There's a recurring theme every single year where 2K is catering to a certain crowd of YouTubers and influencers or creators, whatever you want to call it, and ignoring the rest. And there's a glaring omission where I hope they fix that next year, because there's a huge, large audience that buys these games that feels like we're getting ignored just a little bit. So we'll talk about that at the end. Anyway, on to the patch notes. All right, as of the making of this video, the only place I could find the actual patch notes are from This Gen Gaming, so shout outs to them. They didn't have it posted on the 2K page as of the making of this video. The SmackDown Hotel didn't even have the patch notes. I'm like, wow, usually they're the first ones that have it. So shout outs to This Gen Gaming. It says, here are the patch notes for today's WWE 2K26 patch. General, stability and performance improvements. I don't even know why they include that. That just goes hand in hand with any update. Gameplay addressed reported concerns over match restarts not working as intended during this 3 stages of hell match. Okay. Create addressed reported concerns of images not mapping correctly. I know some people were running into this. I did not run into this on the PS5. The thing I'm running into right now is, depending on the clothing type you pick, if you use a custom image or an image you uploaded to put on the clothing and you change the pattern or the material of the clothing, it makes the image look all washed out and it doesn't look right. The color's off, like it lightens it too much. So I don't know, this was happening before the patch, and I checked it after the patch on PS5 Pro, and it's still happening. So hopefully that gets fixed. I wish we could take our custom images that we upload and pick like color spots that we can change, like any other item in the game, and allow us to change it that way. Because right now you can't change the color, you can't even change the HDR aspect of it or anything. It's literally just whatever you upload, that's the version of that image. Like, I know that's probably asking too much, but sometimes it washes out, and then you have to try to like make your attire match that image. It worked for one of the attires, but for the other one, for my main female character, I can't get it to look right, and I've been messing with it all morning. So hopefully that gets fixed. So keep that in mind. But yeah, being able to scale it and map it now works much better. I know there was issues with that during the New Zealand launch of the game. But yeah, other than that, on PS5, shockingly, there's no major issues this year. And I was very concerned that with this patch, I'm like, oh God, it's going to mess something up. No. I went in there, immediately checked my wrestlers. Nothing has been changed. Nothing's been moved or messed up. Everything is where I put it and kept it. So very good. Off to a great start with this first patch. So I'm very happy. Off to the island, it says addressed report concerns of leaderboard's instability. Okay, I know there's people cheesing it like crazy, so hopefully they fix that. Online improvements to match stability. Addressed reported concerns preventing custom superstars from loading in community creations. So I'm guessing that's when you pick a star or a wrestler. I haven't really dived into the community creations. I literally just checked it for the first time before I made this video on the Switch 2 to see if they added in the Xbox Series and PlayStation 5 community creations tabs to basically have it all across community creation. Sounds like they haven't done that yet. So that's a huge bummer. They really got to get that going, because I have a feeling they're going to get a lot of refunds for the Switch 2 version. If that doesn't work, and this Battle Pass thing is overly, which it is, it's overly grindy. There are some tips and tricks to speed up the process, but it sounds like most of them take 2 to 3 hours of just doing the exact same thing over and over again, basically cheesing the RXP. That's ridiculous to me. And the fact that we have to do that for every single season that drops to get our paid content that we paid extra for, yeah, I'm not liking this ringside pass. I'm over it already, and we're not even done with the first season yet. So locking extra paid content behind a battle pass, even though you have unlimited time, is ridiculous. Like, I will not be buying the Ultimate whatever edition next year. If it's the ringside pass again, I'll just buy the edition that gives me the game early. That's it. I don't care about the DLC anymore. If this is what they're going to do with DLC, I'm out. I don't care who they put in there. I'm done. I don't care about DLC anymore. Besides, this year's lineup wasn't that great. There's a couple good ones in there, but for the most part, if I'm going to have to spend hours and hours and hours just to unlock them, then no thank you. I'm good. I'll just use my creative wrestlers and have fun that way. All right, now, the thing I wanted to talk about here at the end of the video was this post from the SmackDown Hotel. And he talks about the new, basically, stamina system being tied to reversals, which I cannot stand. If you're playing on normal difficulty in exhibition matches or whatever, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. But when you're playing in My Faction or the Island mode, where they have increased difficulty or ridiculously programmed difficulty to make it more difficult for you guys that want frickin' Dark Souls level of difficulty for these wrestling games, well, it's in there for you. I hope you enjoyed it, because now everybody who absolutely hates it isn't going to touch your My Faction mode or your Island mode, because they can't stand this new stamina system that we can't shut off. The one thing THQ and Ukes did every single year is every time they'd implement a new system, they would give you the option to turn it off. Forcing people to learn a new system or deal with a new mechanic in the game, even if it's good or bad, is ridiculous. Like, they have so many other options in these games that you can use. Doing this for My Faction, I wasn't even going to play it to begin with, but now I'm really not going to play it, which really sucks, because they locked one of the Ultimate Warrior's best versions behind the World Tour mode. I'm not going to play the stupid World Tour to even unlock the Ultimate Warrior, and he's my favorite wrestler. I'll just go see if I can download some from the community creations, and I'll be good, because That crap doesn't fly with me. I can't stand that crap. Anyway, reversal system being tied to a stamina system, once again, I don't know what they were thinking. Like, you're trying to make it more difficult for online play. That's fine. Implement it for online versus online matches only. For all the single player stuff, even if it's online, like the island fighting the NPCs in the island mode, or fighting the My Faction stuff on the My Faction mode, allow us to turn it off. But if you're playing against another player and in a ranked match, then yeah, it should be on. Unless, of course, I don't know, that community is, I'm not part of that community. I'm not going to speak for them. They can speak for themselves. I mainly talk about, for me, who plays offline, the single player modes. I don't want this crap in the game. Like, reversal system is already bonkers with all the different button prompts. Now you're limiting that. So, I don't know. Anyway, let's read what he had to say, or what SmackDown Hotel posted on their page here. It says, time to talk about the new purple stamina bar that limits reversals. I had a feeling I wouldn't like it, and that's exactly how it turned out. It feels restrictive, yes, like we just said, and completely unnecessary to me. As I expected, it can't be disabled in most modes like online or My Faction, not even in Showcase. Ooh, I haven't touched Showcase mode yet. To me, this feels like a gameplay downgrade, especially in multi-man matches. After just a couple of reversals and moves, you're already stuck and unable to reverse because your stamina is gone. This is what my fear was with this. Plus, this also means your character no longer can even run, even if the match just started and you have no damage. Even in offline exhibition, you can't disable it individually. The only option is removing stamina entirely, which is a shame because the fatigue system in 2K25 was good and worked well. I agree. This also stacks with the stun bar, which also somewhat limiting, though manageable, but having two systems that block you feels like too much to me. Yes, I'm 100% in agreement. I'm predicting this will also make My Faction matches even more tedious and frustrating. And I did see a post from Kenny Bomb, shout out to Kenny Bomb, saying that he's getting his butt whooped in Showcase mode like never before. Like, these masochists who love, I'm not saying he's a masochist, but I'm saying some of these guys want that difficulty in the mode. Why? Why? It's a tedious mode. I can understand wanting the AI to be smarter and stuff, but if this is the only way they can get it done is with a stupid artificial stamina meter, they need to relearn how to make video games, because this is ridiculous to me. If you haven't noticed, I'm really annoyed about this stamina system. They tried this a few years ago in one of the games, but they gave us the option to turn it off in all modes. So I don't know why we can't do it this year. Anyway, matches that were already extremely difficult might become even worse. Yeah. I can also see this leading to people spamming in online matches just to drain their opponent's stamina, similar to what happened back when reversals were limited. Personally, I would prefer to see this removed and go back to the 2K25 gameplay, which I loved. It felt faster paced and more fun. 100% agree. He pretty much summed up exactly how I feel about the new stamina system. I haven't even started any of the modes yet. I've just been playing exhibition matches. I did a backyard brawl, or whatever the heck it's called, the brawl mode, the new arena, the scrapyard. I went and messed around in there, had fun with that. But then someone came out and interfered with the match. And yeah, I kept running into this purple meter bar, and I was getting my butt kicked. I almost lost the match, and I was getting really frustrated. And I wasn't even red yet, and I just couldn't even fight back hardly. So luckily, I used strategy to run away and come back, punch, run away, come back, punch, and I eventually got the upper hand and won the match. But still, let me know how you feel about this in the comments down below. Are you excited for the more stability patch for the game? Are you still super annoyed about the Switch 2 version not having full community creations yet? Hopefully they get it done before the 13th, because they're going to have a lot of refunds on their hands. If people buy it on the 13th and it does not have cross community creations, I think people are going to ask for a refund right away. So that's the deadline. It's the 13th. If they don't get it done by then, I wouldn't expect the Switch 2 version to do very well. Anyway, thank you for watching as always, and stay frosty.